Okay, time to start. Hi everyone, my name is Mats Skogman. I work at Perstorp as business manager for TMP and NEO. Thank you for joining us here today. I'm proud and happy to be launching the latest additions to Perstorp's Pro Environment product portfolio. We are convinced that these two products, 100% renewable polyols, will play a significant role in the coating market going forward, both as tools to reduce carbon emissions, but also as a means for the industry to launch products with a high degree of renewable content. I have about 10-minute presentation here today, maybe leaving some room for questions at the end. And I hope to give you an appetizer around this. We cannot dive into the details, and I hope to inspire you to take contact for continued discussions here at the show and afterwards. Perstorp has a very long history of working with Pro Environment solutions. Already in 2010, Perstorp launched the world's first renewable penta called Voxstar. Perstorp followed that then in 2017 with launching Everon and Nature, then with lower grades of renewable content. But that is our Everon, is our TMP, or sustainable version of TMP, and Nature is the sustainable version of NPG, or NEO as we call it. And the journey we're on now going forward is to expand our capability of producing these products around the world, in our plants around the world. But we're also expanding our portfolio of Pro Environment solutions gradually to also encompass alcohols, acids, plasticizers, and specialties. An important project for our Pro Environment journey is our Project AIR, which is a project in Sweden, a collaboration with Uniper, where we are collecting technologies to enable the production of biomethanol with a negative carbon footprint. And for me and my products, that's very important, since methanol is one of the major feedstocks to polyol production. So I can't wait to have that project on the road. So now I've said Pro Environment products a couple of times. What does that mean? In Perstorp, that's any product that takes Perstorp towards the overall goal of becoming finite material neutral. And to then classify as a Pro Environment product, you need to have a verified and substantially reduced carbon footprint. And to achieve that, then you have to be partly or fully based on renewable feedstock, the product. We also put the demand on the product that it should be ISCC Plus certified, and that certification is via the mass balance principle. I will come back to it a little bit. We then put additional demands on the product saying chemical traceability and physical traceability, where chemical traceability basically means we don't allow ourselves to move carbon credits between products. So there's a direct connection between green feedstock in and sustainable product out. And physical traceability means that we cannot move carbon credits between our sites. So it's each individual site is then ISCC Plus certified. That's where we can produce the sustainable or the Pro Environment product. So this is a map of production sites that are today involved in the production of polyols. And we see two plants in Sweden that are Pro Environment or ISCC certified, one in Germany and one in India coming on stream. And here to further exemplify that we have TMP production in the US, and we have then Everon, or sort of sustainable TMP production in Sweden. We don't allow ourselves to move carbon credits from these sites. And that's to put the pressure on ourselves to, as fast as possible, get additional sites certified. to produce our pro-environment products, and we believe in that strongly. The map also shows that we are trying to be as close as possible to our customers, not shipping our polyols around the world. We want eventually to be able to produce pro-environment polyols on all the continents. So to the main topic of today, the launch of Everon T100, which is then the counterpart of TMP, and Nature N100, which is the pro-environment version of Neo. And these are both products that are 100% renewable, based on 100% renewable feedstock as per the ISCC mass balancing concept. They offer the same performance and same quality as their fossil counterparts, meaning you can basically take them and drop in, replace. And as I said earlier, these complete our pro-environment portfolio for base polyols, and we launched them both to enable carbon footprint reductions and to enable the industry to launch new products with high shares of renewable content. So going one step deeper, we produce these pro-environment products in the same production facilities or the same production processes as we produce the fossil counterparts. We mass balance in renewable resources corresponding to the amount of Nature and Everon we want to produce at the end of the day. This means we're switching out natural gas with biogas, we're switching out methanol with biomethanol, and propylene with biopropylene to arrive at an end product corresponding to 100% renewable resources. And I mentioned ISCC before. That's an international sustainability certification system. And they are involved. They have certified these products. That means that they have certified the raw materials as sustainable. They have also certified our calculations or our mass balance calculations. And at the end, they also certify the product carbon footprint values. This is a well-established and fast-growing certification system around the world. And at the end, I said the product carbon footprint value, both Nature N100 and Everon T100 achieve negative product carbon footprint value, and that's from cradle to Perstorp's gate, and that's including the biogenic uptake along the journey. Negative PCF values for polyol, that's an industry first. So we're really proud to launch this. And that's mainly driven then by the high degree of renewable content, but it's also supported by the fact that in Sweden, the main production plant, we have access to very sustainable electricity. So then a bit of an example. This one was built on powder coating of kitchen appliances in Europe. And now you have to bear with me on the math, stick with me here, that in Europe there's 197 million households. And in those households there are kitchen appliances with an average lifetime of, let's say, 10 years. That means that every year 20 million kitchens across Europe get new appliances. And in every kitchen, the powder coating that goes into every kitchen corresponds to 0.6 kilos of Neo. So that gives us a total amount of Neo that goes into kitchens. If we then consider the possibility, if you switch from industry standard NPG all the way to Nature N100, per kilo product, you save 4.9 kilos of CO2 equivalents. So that's a substantial improvement. Adding all of this together, you get an annual saving potential of 55,000 tons of CO2, which converting it to something, I don't know if this is more tangible, but that corresponds to the absorption or CO2 absorption of 2.6 million trees. Quite remarkable. So I said earlier that these two products, Everon T100 and Nature N100, completes Perstorp's portfolio of Pro-E based polyols. And this picture is put together now also including Voxstar and Penta, where Penta, or Voxstar then is the sustainable version of Voxstar. And in this picture we see that we can now move with customers across the different polyols, and we can move from the fossil grades upwards with increasing renewable content and gradually reducing the carbon footprint content. And for us, and we're already seeing it, means that we can have a very flexible way of supporting our customers in their journey to launch new products based on renewable content and cutting carbon footprint, making carbon footprint reductions. One more thing I want to communicate with this picture is that there are things also to see in the fossil end of the spectrum, that not all fossil polyols are the same. At Perstorp, we produce all our polyols from natural gas, and as I said earlier, with a favorable electricity mix and so on, while a substantial part of neo in the market today is produced from coal-based raw materials. So that takes me towards the end here, last slide, and with a few takeaways, that with the launch of Everon T100 and Nature N100, Perstorp takes one more big step towards our overall objective of becoming finite material neutral. And we achieve negative carbon footprint, 100% renewable polyols, and a complete and flexible product of Pro-E based polyols. Okay, thanks everyone for listening in. And I should say that, not to forget that, please come by our booth to continue the discussion on this. Thank you.